Hi everyone, welcome to BumbleBeeCrafts. Thanks for tuning in to another video from me. So I'm here today with my vintage books into journaling fodder, and today I'm doing some floating pockets or some stacked pockets, slightly different to last week's pockets, in that with last week's ones we were just cutting out the images and making some little pockets like that one, very simple, just glue round. So we were looking at the flowers as the focal point on the pockets. This time round I want to make these that could possibly be floating pockets in a journal that you could just clip in with a paper clip, but they're nice big pocket in there. Oops. And then you've got a nice pocket in there. This one's got three, so you could put that one in there, and then you've got a third one there, and this one's up the right way, this on the back, so again that would be clipped in. Slight variation with this style of book page, but they're similar in that you've got two pockets, but I've flapped that edge over, and with this I'd probably glue that one down onto a page like this, possibly even as and then another tuck on here, or you could do it and then have another pocket behind it. With these, like I said, I'd probably clip them in so you could take them out because they're slightly smaller, that book page. And then this one is a triple one, like so, like there. And it's up the right way on that side, so you could have it as a floating pocket, but that's what I thought we'd have a go at making today. So I have my templates here, and this kind of gives me the rough idea of how they were put together. So we will be using our templates, and I'll show you how to do them. So let's start with these ones on this book page, which, if I just remind you, is this book. That's this book. Okay, so what I'm looking to do, we'll do the double one first, which is this one. So you've got your page of a journal. Now let me just see which way. Is that going to go? Yes, that's the right way. Where I've torn the book pages in half, this is going to form this little gusset here, just a thin little bit here that then would tuck over. That's what we're going to see on this side. Then when you flip it up, it's this bottom bit here that's going to be the one that you see that you flip up. So when I was choosing my book pages, I was kind of making sure, well, is that going to be a nice image here? Is that going to be something that we could work with on that page? So like this one, you flip it over, you've got that image, and you've got some images there. If you flip the page over, what I would get is writing and writing, and I would lose the lovely flowers. So I've kind of chosen book pages that are all orientated that way. I hope that makes sense to you. So yeah, this is the one we're doing. So with our book page, I just need to use my scoreboard. I'll move them over there to create a bit of a lip down the side here. So if I do it this side, I don't want too much, just enough. That way we get the whole real estate of the pocket. Okay, so that's that. I think that's probably the only bit of scoring I actually do. What I then tend to do is just go by eye to pop that on here, fold it in half if I can get it straight. To excuse my head on the camera. I want to make sure we're nice and straight. There we go. burnish that down. So you're folding, you've created a little lip here, and then you've folded your page in half. Then what we need to do is create our flip up with this page. Now I don't do it in half. If I show you on here, this is, you kind of get what you're looking for here. There's quite a bit of white expanse there, so I'm actually thinking, now do I leave it and we put a nice big label on there? Let's have a look at how it looks on the page. My cat's meowing behind me. Ghosty, I'm in here filming, darling. To excuse my cat. Yeah, I'm thinking I might cut this bit off, just to, basically, because it looks nicer, I think, without it. Gives me a bit more of the book page. So I want to come just below the stem, so I'm probably going to go here, actually. It's probably because he wants the porch open now that he's had his biscuit breakfast. He wants the porch open on a nice sunny day like it is today, and I haven't opened it. I just fed them and then come up here to do a video. Okay, so now what I do with keeping that flat is just go by eye as to how far up I think I would want that to be. And I think about there. I don't measure this or anything. I just, as I said, go by eye, and I think that would look really quite nice. So unfold it again, and it's this bit here that we want to get rid of so that there's not too much bulk. So the first thing I do is cut along this edge here, and I cut, I folded it back that way, I cut just on this side of the flap of the fold, just so that there's, when you fold that up, you've got just a little bit of a gap. I didn't do that straight enough. Let's come this side and go straight. Yeah, just a thin slither like that, and then that'll stop it pinching when you put that up on there. Now we're the right way on this side, so what I'm thinking of doing is not flapping that over like I did on this one, because you could then tuck this in somewhere, have it as a floating pocket. Now let's cut this just down here so that we've got a bit to flap in. You don't have to get it precise, and then I'm just going to miter the corners so that that will flap down and stick onto there. And then where we've got this flap, this little flap here, I just want to take a V out of here as well. So I'm going to do a V out of there, and while I'm at it, I'm just going to do these top ones as well. I do this just so that it makes it nice and neat at the tops of them. Did that other bit go? So that's all we've cut off on this one. Hello, Ghosty. What are you after, mate? Okay, so that folds over. We'll glue that one there. These then become a little flap for this pocket, so you get the full width of the pockets. So that's that. That's how you do them. So one thing, we'll make this one up completely, and then we'll do a bit of batch making with some of the others. What I like to do is to put a notch in here, and if I can do this right, I hold my flaps out, I bring this up as best as I can to try and get it level. There we go, and then do a little notch like this. Otherwise, if I did them individually, they would not be straight, and that would bug me that they would look off. So yeah, that's our little floating pocket. ink it up. We'll glue this one down, and then we'll fold up another one. That's that side. That side just need to come along here. Okay, along this edge. So that's that bit done. So we now just need to ink this little pocket. So I'm probably off camera inking this. Not that you need to see me ink. And then across the bottom. There, all inked up. So let's glue it together. So I'm putting glue on here. So it's a lovely sunny day here today. It's been a cool wind, but that sun really does have a lot of heat in it. So that goes down onto there. Yep, that's down nicely. And then we will be putting glue on these little flaps, and this then creates our second little pocket on here. So we flip this up, and that sits down on here. There, nice and quick and easy to do our little double pockets. And again, you could flap that over and I would glue that one down. On this time round I've done them like that, so it's you've got a couple of little options there depending on whether you're going to tuck them in to a pocket or not. I would clip this one in. Okay, so let's do another one. So again, with this one, I was looking for this image and these images. Let's just see. Actually, I'm going to, they're all this way, aren't they? Yeah, we'll just go with this one. So again, I want to create this as the little lip. So this is the only time I use my scoreboard, and we want to do it this way. There we go. Okay, so now we fold this over, getting that nice and straight at the top. And then burnish that down. Okay. Now we need to, I think I'm going to leave this one slightly taller this time round so I can see a little bit more than that, so we're not chopping anything off. So again, it's slight variation. You know, you don't have to cut this bottom bit off. This time round we'll do it where we have minimal waste, although it's not waste. I will keep these and use these. Okay, so that's our fold up. Burnish that down. And now we want to cut, like I said, just on the other side of this. And set that down there. Okay, so that is going to fold over nicely to create our little pocket here. Then what I need to do is come in and just mitre this. So we're cutting a little flap. I've literally just cut a little bit off of here, and then I'm just going to cut the corners like so. And we will take a little V out of here, bit off the top and bit off the bottom, like so. Put them in the bin, and that's basically kind of what you need as your layout. So that, let's bring these up together and do our little notch. You don't have to do a notch, you could leave them if you wanted to. I just like to. It's about straight. Oh, I can't pick this up. That way, if I am slightly wonky, they're both wonky together. We fold up with that on there. Super quick and lovely to do. So we'll do one of these again. Let's give it an ink, glue it together, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same style pocket but with a smaller book page, so you can see you can still do it. Doesn't matter what size book page you are. I mean, these are lovely big book pages. But yeah, I've got some smaller ones over there which I thought would be good to do. Okay, so that's that one, just this edge. And then one more bit to ink, which is this bit. There we go. Oops. So let's glue it down. Glue on our little flap. Like so. Yep, that's all glued in nicely. And then glue on our two little flaps for this pocket. So the only real, once you get going with these, you can put make these pockets quite quickly. The only thing you kind of got to think about is your orientation from your page. Like I said, with wanting like the image at the top rather than the book page. So that's really the only thing you need to think about. But look at that, isn't that lovely? We'll put a label across here when we do our decorating. But that's another one, and it's slightly bigger. So that one is perfect for clipping in. This one had the flap over, so I'd probably stick that one down. This one can be clipped in again, but it's slightly taller because we haven't cut any of that bottom bit off. So different variations for the same pocket. So that's all with that book page. Let's grab one of these smaller book pages. Now this one is one of the ones that I've done. That's the triple, which we'll come to in a minute. I'll just check my time actually, how we're doing. Oh, not too bad actually. So let's do a double one in this one. What do we think? Yeah, I think I'm going to go... No, actually, I think I'm going to do that one. It might give us a bit more colour with that. Okay. So with this one I did exactly the same, but what I did was I wanted to utilize the wording here, so I cut this off. I've used it before. Last week I used the lovely wording of what they are, where they're numbered as labels. So I'm just going to cut this off so I can do the same, and we can have some labels. I'll put that to the side for the moment. Let's fold our pocket. Even cutting with the knife, this has not gone straight. There we go. Okay. So we want to create, actually I'm not going to create a lip on this one because it's quite a small page. Time it's folded, you then have a lip, it's going to be really skinny. So you don't have to create this little bit of a flap. If your page is quite a small page, you can just glue straight down the sides. So that's what we're going to do. So literally we're going to be folding this in half. Make sure it's lined up. There we go. Now, do I want that side or that side? I don't think it matters. We'll go with this side. Then, as we're doing a double one, we want to bring this up to kind of where we want to see. So probably somewhere there. I haven't pushed down too hard because this is quite thick paper, so I'm going to open it up and do it this way. That way I'll make sure I can get it straight. Okay. So there is going to be the start of our template that we need. So obviously it's this corner that we need to cut off. So again, I'm going to go just the other side of this fold line. And just the other on the fold line of this one. Sorry. That's it, yeah, on the fold line, because we're not making flaps, are we? And then that way, that one will just a bead of glue there, and then this one will have a bead of glue either side here. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Now I want to just bring this one up to here so that I can do my pocket. Sorry, my little notch out of the pocket. There we go. Yep. Okay. So this one has come together even quicker and easier by not having the flaps on the inside of them. It does mean the pocket width is obviously going to be a little bit smaller because you're going to need to allow for some glue on the inside. But I think if we'd have put flaps on here, it'd have just made it far too small a pocket to get anything in. So I'm just giving that an ink. And then let's give this an ink. And then lastly the bottom, and it can all be glued together. So yeah, with this one it's just a bead of glue down here. Try and keep it straight so that we get as much pocket space as possible. Okay, and then a bead of glue along here, and a bead of glue along here, and then that will flap up, and that is very quickly an even quicker version of our pockets, so that if you've got a smaller book page you can still do this style of pocket. Isn't that lovely? So like with that one, you could clip it in, I would probably just put a label on there to try and hide the number and the fact that it looks a bit upside down. But this one we did this way because it didn't matter that these were upside down. So again, yeah, they can be clipped in. So I'm going to put my little labels in there because I'll probably use that, and I'm just wondering if we use this as a little tag. So we'll leave that with that, and we can do something to decorate a bit later. So that's the double pocket. Now I'm going to do a triple version, which this is my template for the triple version. So basically you need a book page, and then you kind of get the idea that we're splitting it in the middle so that that flaps up, leave a little bit of a gap, and that folds up, and this is what it creates. You've got a pocket in here, so you've got a nice big pocket all the way down to the bottom in there. This one is a slightly shorter pocket where we've folded it, but this one then goes all the way down to the bottom as well. And this way round it can be done as a tuck in. So this is what we're going to do. Okay, there are doubles. So again, my paper orientates so that I've got this here, and I haven't bothered creating. I did on this page. I've got a little bit of a flap, but I don't think I did on here, did I? No, I didn't. I just glued it straight down because I wanted the full width. So let's do that. Burn folder and burnish that down. Now with this one, I kind of want my first pocket to be about here. So I'm just going to do that and burnish it down halfway, because this is where the line is going to be. What we need to do is cut up this line on the bottom. I've turned it over purely so that the point of the fold is raised up. It's easier for me to see to cut along. So up to the middle, so that we've got our two little flaps. So that one will fold up this way. I might just tuck that down a little bit. We'll fold it over that way actually. I think I might do that just so that I get a little bit more of the flower. So let's do this now. Try and get it straight. There we go. So that, where are we? That flaps there, that flaps there, that looks better. I like that. And then this one, we don't want to fold it here, we want to stagger it a little bit. So again, I usually go by eye, I don't measure anything, and I think about there. So that then becomes your new fold for this back piece. So book page, you fold it in half, you then fold up where you think you'd want this middle pocket to be, and then you would cut from the bottom of the page up to that middle fold. You don't have to do this little flap. I've only done it because I wanted just that little bit more of the flower showing at the back. And then your other pocket, you need to leave a gap. Again, it's your choice how big a gap and how much you want to see of this bit to this bit, and then that forms your 3 stacked pocket. Now I want to just glue this one down quickly now, because I'm not bothered to cut it off. I'm just going to glue it. That'll just reinforce that a little bit more. And there we go. So the only thing I do like to just check is make sure there's not too much overhanging either side. There's a little bit here. It's not too much, but time that's glued down, that's an inch, you will notice it a little bit more. So I'm just trimming that up. What about that side? A little bit there. So you don't have to do any trimming, I'm just making it a little bit neater. And then that will fold up, and that doesn't overhang anymore at all. So yeah, now we do a little bit of ink. Actually, I'm going to do my notches. And what I'm going to do is, I did them on all three on this one, but because I've folded this over, I'm only going to do these two on this side. So let's just manipulate this enough to get it where I want it. Holding the two together and a couple of little notches. There we go. Yeah. I think that just gives a nice variation on there. So a bit of an ink. Down that side. So that's that bit done. Let's do this page, this little pocket. We're not going to see the bottom of that. So that's going to go there. So again, it's just this little one that we need to do now. I think I need to re-ink my, it's not very juicy, my pad. It doesn't feel very juicy, my vintage photo. Okay, so now we can glue it all together. So let's unflap it. So we want glue all the way down this edge to the fold, to that first fold. That goes over and is glued down. So that's our first big pocket at the back. Then on this bit we need to come down, glue down this side and glue down this side, and that's going to flap up to create our middle pocket, and then glue along this edge and glue along that edge, and that flips up to create our third little pocket. Okay, so there we go. So I'll do that one more again of this page, and then we'll go on to another one. So again, I've got my page orientating the way I want it with this showing, and as you can see they're slightly different size. It's not like a uniform pocket or anything. I'm just going to trim this edge because there's still a bit of glue and it's a bit hard, so I just want to make sure I've got this straight on here. And I'm just going to trim it off make that edge just a bit neater, purely to get rid of the glue that's on here. And there we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, I'm going to have to go slightly wider. I didn't want to take too much off and go any wider than that. Are we not straight? I guess we weren't straight. Okay. Oh, I'm not having much luck at doing this one, am I? That's my knife. I need a sharpened blade on my knife. I'm not a fan of this particular knife anyway. I've had it quite a while, but I'm not a fan of it. It's just not the best, and the blades are quite pricey to replace because it's X-cut, the same as my cutting board. Anyway, that will be fine once we've glued it down. Okay, so let's get back to this, back to our pocket. So again, I'm just going to line these two up along the top, and then that should line up all the way down. So let's burnish that down. Then I need to decide how far up I'm going to come with this. I think I'm going to fold a bit of this, but I'm going to do it after we've done the fold up. So if I come up to about here, knowing I'm going to come down a little bit further, that's going to work out for me, I think. So just a gentle press, because I only want to fold up and score up this side. Press this little bit down like this, so that I can cut this. Okay, so let me cut just to the other side of that fold. So that's our first little pocket here. Have I done that right? No, I haven't, have I? Not, I'm doing the, supposed to have done the middle only. Okay, we're doing one of those other pockets, aren't we? Where we take that off. Ah, sorry guys. Let me start again. I will finish that pocket off camera. That's because of this, it threw me completely. Okay, so we are doing the three pocket one this time round. So I'm going to fold this over in half. Sorry guys, that's probably confused you. So fold your book page in half. Decide how far up you want to come. And again, I want a piece of this folded, so that's, I'm going to just do that and fold up from this side. Again, we only need to burnish down half that side, because this one, if you remember, it's going to be a lower pocket, but I cut wrong. You need to cut up this centerpiece to that fold there. So let's cut up here. Up to the center, that's it. So then you reverse it and fold it up like so. I'll burnish that down, and this is going to get folded over so that I can see just that little bit more of the flower. Okay, slightly overhangs either side because that's obviously my cutting, not straight. So I'm just going to do that to these corners this time. There we go. So that's how that one will going to be. Yeah, you just see just that little bit more of the flower. I mean, it's probably going to be hidden when you've got stuff in it anyway. But then this one, I am probably going to leave this bit and put something on it. So this is roughly where I want this one to come. So there we go. That's the base of our 3 pocket. So it's a cut up the middle, then you folding it however you want it to go. Okay, let's do the notches. That looks to be about straight. Okay. Do a bit of inking and then I will glue this one down, and then we'll go to the smaller book page and do a triple one with that one, just to show you that any book page size can do. It is easier to do it with the bigger book page. You've got more scope for folding and creating pockets, but it can still be done with a smaller one. Okay, that's that and that's that. So it's just this one that we need to do. I'm just going to come along this edge and along here. There, inking done. Oops. So again, we want a bead of glue along this outer edge down to where our first fold up is. So that's going to go down there. Oops. I'm just going to glue my flap down. Again, you don't have to have a flap, depends on your book page. I just wanted it a little bit lower. Where's my scraper? Make that nice and flat. And then glue on either side of this. Up here. That one flaps up. And then where we created our new fold, we want to flap this one up as well. There. That is another little triple pocket. And again, it can be clipped in because we've got the writing up that way. So there we go. That's the double and the triple in these. Let's do a triple. There were our doubles with this one. So I think I'm going to use this as the triple one. So again, I'm not going to take anything off the edge here. I am just going to fold it in half. That will be about right. Lining those two up at the top. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to come up to about here. I think. A nice deep pocket on the first one. And where that centre is, it is this side, your left side. It wants burnishing down, and then we're going to cut up the middle. Like so. So this is going to fold up like this, and then this one, if we do a little bit lower, like so. And again, this one's even taller than this one, look. So they are our pockets when you face it this way. This is up the right way, so again, that could be a lovely little tip in. So let's give it the notches. Now I'm going to see if I can do, I'm not going to notch with my glue now, am I? See if I can do all 3 of them. There, we've got all 3 there. Just a little notch. There we go. That looks nice. Let's give it a quick ink. So yeah, any size book page this can be done. Now there are some variations to this option. So I will see, I'll check on my time once we've glued this one down. I might be able to do the variations in this video. It would be good if I could, because I'd like to do some other pockets, some different style ones in my next video. Oops. And I just need to do this bottom bit here. There we go. So we're going to do the same as before, glue along this outer edge. Nice bead of glue all the way down there. And then that folds over that side. Okay. Bead of glue along this flap and this edge. And that first flap will flap up there, and then where we've created our second fold, we'll put the glue from there up along these 2 edges, like so. That's all burnished down. And that is another little triple pocket. As you can see, the size is different on both of them, but that's purely because this one I liked seeing just that little bit more white in there, whereas this one I wanted to see more of the flower. So yeah, any size book page you can do. So let me just check on my time. We're up to about 40 minutes. That's probably time I do your next variation. Shall we do it? Let's see if we can do the variation. So the variation gives you it just slightly different. You're folding it and manipulating it in the same way, but by doing it like this, it gives you a different look. So I wanted to do this option. So this side is the rough side this time round. Rather than us having it this way and folding it like that, I've chosen the opposite pages that fold across here. So I do have a little lip that I have created along here, but you don't have to. You've seen me do these without them. So I need to do a little lip down that side. And then we fold it in half. And I'm just going to line this top bit up and then make sure we're straight all along here, like so. So that's the first bit. And this one gives you 3 pockets, but we're only folding it in the way I showed you how to do the 2 stacked pockets. So what we want to do is decide on how far up. Yeah, I think I want to cut some of this bottom bit off just to make it shorter here, so that we're going straight into the stem. So if we come about half that, let's moved it on my mat. There, and I want it about there. There we go. Yeah, it's not, I think I need a new knife. I need a new blades on the other thing. I really must save up for one of those guillotine trimmers. They're not cheap, but they are probably like this trimmer. It's so valuable, a product that I use all the time to trim up my papers and everything. So I'm sure the guillotine will be worth its money, but yeah, I need to save up. Okay, so that's going to make that just that little bit nicer. Yeah, see, I wasn't bothered about seeing too much of that, whereas this one, I'm going to make this a lot taller because I want to see more of the flower. So again, you can make these, bash them out quite quickly in like a little mass make, but every single one I think is probably going to be slightly different, because you are going with the flower and how you see it. So on this one, I do want to cut this corner off. So first things first, I'm going to cut a little wedge out of the here, well, cut the triangle. Then I'm going to come across just on the inside of that fold. So there. I've got a little flap here, so I'm going to cut up here, and then just miter these bits off. Like so. Let's miter this top one while we remember to do it. Okay, so that's roughly what it looks like. What I've also gone and done is I wanted to see this detail, so I have just folded it and just used this as the guide to try and get it straight and in line, so that there's just a little gap like so. And then, so that we've not got too much bulk under here, I'm just taking this little edge off of it so that it's like that. Okay, so the only other fold that we do is another one to mirror it on this edge here. So we'll just basically go by eye and do a little fold here. And as this writing is up the right way, I am going to make sure this is stuck inside so that it doesn't overlap, and the back can be used as well. So that's the basis of turning your double one into a triple one, how you would fold your double. but a slight variation on it. So let's give this one an ink and glue down. Okay, let's do ink along here, this bit. Along here. Okay, and then this side. That will fold up, and then we just need to ink along this bottom bit. There we go. So to glue it down, let's first glue our little triangle out of the way. You can cut this off if you wanted to. And that glues down there. And let's do this side while we're at it. So our two triangles are flapped down. Okay. Now, because we've got our little flap, we can glue this in and tuck it down. Oops. Let's fold that over, like so. And then on this side, we will hang on a minute. Yeah, that's how I was doing. So you've got 1, 2. So it is a 2-1. It's not a 3-1, is it? It would be a 3-1 if you didn't glue. You just glued that as an edge. Well, there we go. It's a variation anyway. So you could do that as well. You could. Should we do that on this one? Let's glue this one down. Okay. So we've still got 2 pockets, but you've got it as a top opening one here, and then you've got a bottom one that is open like this. So that's a slight variation to the double one. Let's make this one an actual triple one. So what I would do to do that is glue the flaps down. And glue this down. Like so. That folds over, but what stops it being a complete flap out is by having this folded over, so that it then creates 2 little pockets like that. So on here we would glue our triangle down. And put glue on here on our little flap. Fold that up and glue that one down. And now you have 1, 2 little tucks in here, and then if you put glued that down onto a page, you could glue that down as having 3 tucks on there. So again, slight variation, but you're still folding and manipulating your paper in pretty much the same way. So I hope that's given you some ideas of some different ways to do pockets with your book pages. We've got quite a few done. And then we did our ones from smaller book pages, so they don't have to be big ones like this. So yeah, Thank you very much for tuning in and watching another video from me, and I will be back next week with a different style pocket to show you. Kind of on a pocket theme at the moment, but there's lots of different ways we can do them, so I want to explore every one in this series. So thank you very much for watching. Do have a go, happy crafting, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, bye.